Welcome to the Tipsy Guest Podcast. I am your host, Marco Buenrostro, and every week I'm here with the top industry experts, amazing clients, and all my vendor BFFs to bring you the best tips, advice, and juicy behind-the-scenes stories to make wedding and event planning a breeze. So grab your favorite drink and let's get this party started! Hey guys, welcome back to the Tipsy Guest. My name is Marco, and today is the beginning of season 2. So welcome back. I am so excited that you guys are here. We took a little break because, we like to travel. We also had wedding season. So now we are back. So I want to welcome every single one of you back to the Tipsy Guest season 2. And today we have wedding royalty in the house. Oh my God, I am so excited. So I have Justice and Erin from Wed Society SA. Hi guys.
Hey.
Hi. I don't know about royalty, but thank you.
That's a strong introduction. We appreciate you.
Guys, you are wedding royalty. I mean, just run with it.
No, we're really happy to be here. We really appreciate you letting us on and giving us the time.
Yeah, no, I'm very excited because, oh my God, I mean, you guys just recently had the Book of Weddings release party, and I mean, that was what, a month and a half ago?
Yeah, time flies. Yeah, a month ago.
About a month and a half, and people are still posting about it. People are sharing the photos, the videos, making all kinds of content from the party. I mean, that was such an epic celebration. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Talk to me about it. I mean, how do you guys feel? I mean, this is your baby.
Oh my gosh, it is our baby. I literally told our family and friends that event was like our baby's first birthday party. And so if they weren't there, they missed out.
I missed it. I know. I think I was in Europe at the time of the party. But I mean, we were there. We had 3 photo booth activations, and every single one of them, I mean, the photos that came out of the photo booth, they look stunning. And again, I'm not going to get tired of saying it during the entire episode. The party was just epic. From the decor to everything. I just want you to talk to me about it.
Yeah, I think that this vendor community is just so vibrant and really came together. And I mean, from the beginning, we felt so accepted with open arms. And, we really just wanted to focus on celebrating that. And everyone came together and made the night super special. Like, I don't think that either one of us would claim that, we did this at all on our own. It definitely takes a village, and that village is very strong, and that was just the product of that. So it was such a great time to get to see everyone and really get to celebrate all the fantastic work that's been done with weddings in San Antonio over the past year. And I think that the party and the magazine are a great reflection of that.
Erin, what are your thoughts? What was your role for the party? Talk to me about that.
She did everything.
That's not true. I didn't do everything because we worked with an amazing planning and design team at Scarlet Rose who were so helpful in guiding us through the process. But I guess I was kind of the creative director, making sure that the event felt like what we wanted it to feel like, look like, ultimately what we were trying to achieve. And I got to work closely with so many vendors. I think we had over 15, maybe 20 sponsor vendors who contributed in some way to the event. And the best part for me, the most rewarding part, was walking into the room and seeing all of those vendors' work on display. Because I think we see a lot of vendor work in weddings, but, weddings are very driven by what the couple wants, and it's a celebration of them. And it's very rare that a wedding vendor just gets to be creative and showcase what they want about their services. So that was such a cool opportunity.
Yeah, I feel like all the vendors were probably fighting to be part of this event. I know, I was dying to be a part of it, so thank you for having me. And I just think the magazine is so beautiful. I mean, from the moment you touch the magazine, I mean, it feels so expensive and so fancy. You guys did amazing with the magazine. Honestly,
thank you so much. That was definitely a labor of love. It's our very first edition, so it was a learning process for us and our team, and we put so many hours in. You wouldn't believe how many versions we went through of every page, making sure we had the exact right selection of images to show off the couple story and to showcase the vendor's work. Because let me tell you, it's so hard to take a wedding gallery from 2,500 photos down to 8 or 16.
It's crazy.
Impossible task.
It is so crazy. So how did you guys decide on the cover of the magazine?
Oh, that was also a challenge. We had about 80 photos that we flagged as potential cover photos. And then we did a mock-up of each one of those and looked at them as a team. But what we were really looking for this first cover was a cover that really reflected San Antonio. We wanted a lot of couples to feel seen by it. And so it was a lot more about the couple's story than even like the wedding decor. And it really just showcases our cover couple and how joyful they were in the exact moment they walked out of the chapel as husband and wife for the first time.
And I really think that that's what, made the ultimate decision. Like she said, there were so many photos that are so fantastic, but it really just encapsulates that joy. And I think that the cover couple radiates that joy when you see them. They were at the party, which was super special for us, for them to see it as well. But that joy comes through. And I mean, like, that's really what this is all about, right? Like, you get engaged, the wedding, the whole process is just supposed to be extremely joyful. So we wanted that to resonate off the cover of the magazine.
Yeah. And I think it shows. I mean, one of the things that I love about the magazine is that you guys are showing real weddings. This is, I can just imagine, couples like they, at least I don't think, of course, every couple wants their photos shown everywhere. I mean, now social media is so, intense sometimes. But I feel like, like you're getting married, you want to showcase your photos, but just having that, that opportunity to be on the cover of a Real Weddings magazine. And I know you guys showcase real weddings throughout the actual magazine as well. What is the process? How can a real life couple submit their weddings, their photos? Does it have to be the photographer? Can it be the couple? Who can submit to be part of the pages of this beautiful magazine?
Yeah, let me walk you through it. First, I'll say that really the purpose of our platform, whether it's online or in the magazine, is to be a source of inspiration and education, tips, recommendations, vendors we've worked with, all of these things to help engage couples and make their wedding planning process a little bit easier. So we really focus on highlighting real weddings because that's how you get ideas from what other people are doing and how they're celebrating their unique culture, their unique love story. So anyone can submit a wedding. It could be the couple, the photographer, or truly any other wedding vendor. It's open to the public. When you submit a wedding, what you need is the photo gallery link at minimum, but even better if you've got video, if you've got your content creator, we want all the content. And then we need the basic information about the couple and then the list of vendors who contributed to the wedding so we can make sure we celebrate and recognize every vendor that worked on the wedding. So we publish weddings based in the San Antonio and the surrounding areas. So that does include Canyon Lake, New Braunfels, Bernie, Spring Branch, Seguin.
Yeah. Basically, if you take Bexar County and then you do a big circle of the counties around it. So as north as New Braunfels Green, it includes Bernie, it includes Seguin, just that whole surrounding area.
I love it. It gives at least for me, with the photo booth business, I do a lot of the weddings. They're not even like in San Antonio. They're in the surrounding areas. We go a lot to Green, to Canyon Lake, Bernie, New Braunfels. So that's awesome that you guys are giving the area an opportunity and not just focusing on like San Antonio specifically. So that's really, really cool.
And I think that, a question that I get a lot is like, what is the criteria that you evaluate weddings on, right? And I think that there's a lot of pressure, like especially when couples are planning their wedding of like, what am I supposed to do? And we really love to celebrate weddings with a point of view that are going to be inspirational. But what we love from that is the love story. Like the individuality of that story and that couple is what makes it really special. So that's kind of things that we look at when we're, looking at those submissions. But it's also something that we really want to lead with advice-wise to people who just got engaged is, hey, this really is your day. So, you should focus on what makes y'all. And kind of really let that resonate through the entire process.
Absolutely love it. And okay, so now I want you to talk to me about because people obviously they can find is the magazine available everywhere? Where can we find it?
So currently right now today, you can get the magazine online. We have an online shop where you can get it shipped to you. You can get a digital copy. If you're currently engaged, you can DM us on Instagram for a complimentary copy. And then very soon, within the next couple of weeks, copies will be out in the community for local pickup. And you'll start seeing them at places like venues, bridal boutiques, waiting rooms, your dentist office, med spa, as well as hotels and hotel rooms.
I love this. So is the magazine for just, I guess, for the public, are they free? Do they cost any money?
Yeah, so if you're an engaged couple, we want to make sure that you get a complimentary copy to kick off your wedding planning. For everyone else who might want a copy, couples who are in the wedding, vendors, parents, friends, anyone who wants a copy, you can order it online for our online shop, and then it will be available locally for free pickup, but copies are limited and they'll be refreshed as we can.
All right, and we do have some here in the studio as well. So if you want to send me a message as well, I have some magazines here because we are in the magazine. If you turn to page 150, you will find MVP Photo Booth.
A few other pages.
Oh yeah. Oh no. Yeah, we are actually on a bunch of pages. I was going through the magazine the other day. The one that you gave us at the release party where you put the little flags with all the pages that we're in, and I was like, oh my gosh, we made it to a bunch of the pages here. Yeah. So again, thank you for that. So we have some magazines here in the studio as well. So if you guys want to send us a message, I'll make sure that we can get them out to you guys as well. But okay, so not only do you have the magazine, but I heard that you guys have something new that it's going to help couples with the planning. Talk to me about that.
I guess we're hard launching it today on the Tipsy Guest Podcast.
Yeah.
We haven't told anyone yet. Our team has been working really hard on an incredible new resource for couples that's completely free for engaged couples, and that is our wedding planning workbook. It's an epic Google Sheet template with, I think, 10 different tabs that guides engaged couples through how to get started with wedding planning. Because, it's so overwhelming in the beginning. You get engaged and you feel like it's time to make 500 decisions and you don't know where to start. So we guide you through. First, you have a conversation as a couple about your priorities, and we have a worksheet to guide you through that conversation. Next, we have a huge checklist of everything you're going to need to accomplish in your wedding planning. We've got 2 versions of a budget. One that's your big picture budget with a local pricing guide that gives you an idea of what different vendor categories cost in San Antonio. And then we've got your very detailed budget once you're ready to really track your payments and your expenses. What else am I missing? Oh, we've got a guest list template, and it helps you determine your hotel room block and how many rooms you might need. We've got a vendor payment tracker for you to keep up with if you've paid your deposit and when future payments are due.
And then that vendor category list that just kind of gives you ideas of what all is out there and available, and helps you kind of determine what you really want, what you might want, and the things that you're happy to skip or avoid.
I mean, this sounds amazing. How can people get access to this workbook?
For right now, DM us on Instagram. That's the easiest way. You can always reach us by DM. Sometimes our platform looks very curated and you might feel like it's a big corporation, but we are truly the real people behind the brand. And we've got a few other people on our team that help out as well who are local wedding experts. So anytime you have a wedding planning question, you need a vendor recommendation, or you just, need advice or feedback, you can reach us in the DM.
I like that. That makes it extra special because you're not reaching just to someone overseas or responding to messages. Like, it's, they're coming directly to the source. That's really cool that it's you guys.
Yeah, and I think that, we made this resource because it feels like when you get engaged, it can become overwhelming very quickly. I like to say, this is the first time that many people are purchasing these services or really going through throwing an event of this size. And at times I feel like it's akin to someone being like, I need a new car, and then going to the car lot and like you haven't even considered what type of car you want or how much you can spend on a car or how you're going to use the car, right? So we really want to lock into like kind of that education side of, hey, here are things that you should really consider. Here are some intricacies that you might not know, and really orientate yourself with your partner, because it's really what it's about, is y'all being on the same page. And then we have some other advice around like, checking in, setting boundaries on outside people, like anticipating, hey, my mom's probably really going to want to do this, or we have friends that might have these expectations, and really protecting the experience for the couple, so that y'all's love story really comes through and you have the experience that's first and foremost based on what y'all want.
Yeah, I think when you talk to couples about wedding planning, they immediately talk about how stressful it was.
Yeah.
But wedding planning should be fun. it is like literally the ultimate party celebrating you as a couple. So we kind of want to bring the fun back to wedding planning and take away a little bit of the stress.
I like that. Yeah, because sometimes, we at least, when what I'm thinking is, the wedding planners are the ones that, deal directly with the couples the most. So every time I talk to one of my wedding planners, my regular ones, I'm always like, tell me like the real shit here. Like, how crazy are these couples, And most of the time, they're like, actually, they're pretty relaxed. I feel like nowadays there are so many resources. I mean, you guys are giving them everything, for them to be able to plan their wedding. So now with all these resources, I think, like, just like you said it right now, you want to make it fun again. You don't want them to be stressed. So yeah, so I feel like now the couples are a little bit more relaxed about planning their wedding. And I guess, before, without social media, I mean, because I feel like every couple, like every, the bride, the groom, they're always just scrolling through TikTok, and then once you start liking things, then the algorithm is going to do everything for you. They're just going to start throwing stuff at you. But I feel like, with you guys, with the magazine being local, and now with these resources that you guys are providing for our couples, it's even more specific to our vendors here in San Antonio and the surrounding area, which I think, I always say it, getting local vendors is amazing, because we've done a lot of destination weddings, where people from out of town come to get married in San Antonio, and sometimes they bring their own vendors from out of town, but then, a lot of the times, they end up getting everybody local. So I think for people that are listening that are not from San Antonio, then know, that we have an amazing local magazine that can help them plan their entire wedding without you having to be here in San Antonio. They can go to your website, they can go to your social media, they can get a magazine, and I mean, you guys can plan their entire thing without you actually physically planning the wedding.
I was going to say, we won't actually plan your wedding.
Yeah, not you specifically, but the resources that you guys are providing will help them plan everything and find the right vendors for them.
Yeah, absolutely. We are so passionate about supporting and celebrating local vendors. That's really what we do it for, because we think that's what makes weddings really unique and really special. But it can be hard to select your wedding vendors. You don't know exactly what you're looking for because it's the first time you're looking for that type of service. And so we really love that we're able to build relationships with local vendors and vet them for couples and make sure that anyone that we recommend on our platform as a featured vendor is someone that we know for sure is going to deliver a high quality service on your wedding day and make the experience seamless for you.
I love that. And then right now that we're talking about vendors, because we also have a lot of our listeners that are wedding vendors, if they are not part of the magazine yet, how can they be part of the magazine? Do they fill out a form? Do they just reach out to you directly? What is the process for vendors to be part of the magazine?
Well, we have two ways that you can be featured on the Wed Society platform. One is by submitting weddings. So whenever you submit a wedding, we feature it on our social media, on our website, and then it's also automatically considered for inclusion in the magazine. You don't have to be a featured vendor or have a relationship with us already to be able to submit weddings. And in any wedding, we are really careful to credit every single wedding vendor that worked on that wedding. But we do also offer memberships for wedding vendors, and those are ones that we have the opportunity to meet with personally to vet and make sure that we feel really comfortable recommending them. And then also we have paid advertising opportunities so that they can get featured on our social media or have blog posts, things like that, where we can really tell that vendor's story and create content about them.
Yeah.
Did I cover that?
So to sum it up, I think, firstly, please submit. We love submissions, and we want everyone to feel very comfortable submitting their work to us. And then secondarily, we'd love to meet you. So you can reach out to us directly. We can set up a call, and I would definitely love to get to know you, learn more about your business, and see if a relationship there makes sense.
Yeah, so you can DM us. Seriously, the best way to get in touch with us at any point is to just send us a DM. We're really quick that way. But also, if you go on our website, down at the bottom, there's a link for you to apply for membership, and then we can kick off that conversation.
Okay, and what is the website?
It is sanantonio.wedsociety.com. And on Instagram, we're at wedsociety.sanantonio.
Awesome. I love it. There you have it, guys. So if you want to be part of the magazine or just, to submit the weddings, definitely check out their Instagram. And then now let me ask you, how did you guys decide on on the wedding society? Like, how did you come up with the idea, or was it presented to you guys? Did you guys go out looking for it? How did this come about?
Well, I guess just context on us. We each had corporate careers before we went into entrepreneurship. So I was in finance and operations. Erin is a digital marketer by trade, so she worked for Uber for a long time. And right before COVID, we each really wanted to become entrepreneurs. Like, I think we just are big fans of small business and business ownership. So we actually had like an interesting past. Our first business is a coffee shop. Ooh. And the coffee shop still operates in Erin's hometown. And then our second business was a photo booth business.
Let's not talk about that, please.
Yeah.
Just
kidding. But that was really the thing that like gave us vision and had us fall in love with the wedding industry.
I love that.
And then we happened to be working with Wed Society Austin. And so Wed Society as a whole was founded about 20 years ago in Oklahoma City, of all places, but it quickly grew into Texas. So it's been in Dallas for about 18, Austin for 10, Houston for, 8. And late in 2023, the founders really decided that there was some benefit from being a more national brand, because there's some really cool things that you can do as a national publication with that scope and that exposure. But as we've talked about on this podcast, really our focus is hyper localization. So those two things are kind of at odds. So they decided to have local owners in each market that they expanded to. So we were actually the first market that was awarded. So we're number 1 in San Antonio. And now it's grown to, I think 22 cities.
Yeah, I think Wed Society is in 22 cities around the U.S. and growing every day. So I think in no time, give it another year or two, Wed Society will be a household name for couples that are starting to plan their wedding in any city.
I love it. Yeah, we're also part of the Wed Society Austin, and I mean, it's a fabulous team. It's it's, at least for me, for MVP Photo Booth, I feel so honored, I guess, to be a part of both of the magazines and my biggest markets, which is Austin and San Antonio. So, okay. So going back to your, I guess, like the coffee shop, and you said in her hometown, where is this?
My hometown is a tiny little town called Cameron, Texas. It's about 3 hours northeast of San Antonio. 5,000 people. We're up on the map. So we actually lived there for a short time during COVID. COVID just made everything crazy. But there was no coffee shop within 45 minutes of my hometown, and I was dying for a latte.
So you're like, you know what? I'm going to make my own.
Yeah, and we knew nothing about coffee, but we have an amazing business partner who had already worked in coffee shops and was a barista. So it was
I love coffee. I mean, me and coffee are best friends forever.
Yeah, very same. But I think at the end of the day, like I've kind of alluded to earlier, we just are really big fans of small business, and we love people. And so to have the opportunity to provide a platform for all of the local vendors who care so much, like I feel like that's a message that I definitely want to get out to couples, is that I feel like you don't understand every person that I talk to. They do this because they love being a part of your special day, and they love being able to add their energy and make it better. And so I think that, I've just had such good experiences with all of the vendors. And so that's my favorite part, is being able to have a platform to really amplify their voices and show off the fantastic work that they do. I mean, I think that if you look at that first issue, like those are all local weddings and local wedding vendors. And I would put that wedding magazine up against any other wedding magazine in the nation as far as the aesthetic and the skill level and the beauty and the talent.
Yeah, we were really excited, especially since Wed Society was already in other major Texas markets, especially like Dallas, Houston are known for being very glam, very high budget, over the top. Maybe Austin is known for being a little trendy and cutting edge. And so we were kind of like, what is San Antonio known for? And as we started putting the weddings together in the magazine, I was just so impressed that there were so many beautiful weddings. The work of the vendors, like Justice said, could be put side by side with any other city in Texas or around the U.S. But I think San Antonio has a little something special.
We're going to show the nation that we are, we're as amazing as everybody else.
Exactly. We're such a culturally diverse city, and I think that really comes through in the magazine, or especially as you see wedding features on our blog and Instagram, where we have room to really explain things a little bit more. We see so many really cool cultural fusions where people are taking elements of their background, their faith, their culture, and tying it together with their partner who may be from a different culture or faith. And that's really cool to see for me.
I love it. I love it. So for you guys, of course, you're married. How long have you been married?
Oh, we've been married for 7 years, but we've been together for 15.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. And how did you guys have a big wedding?
We
it was
did.
huge.
Our wedding was so big that we had to get really creative, which is one thing I love to see when couples do. But we had a quote unquote intimate ceremony just for close family and friends. But it turns out that intimate ceremony had about 125 people.
Oh my God.
And
That's so intimate.
Yeah. And then we had dinner, and a lot of the older people or, family members that weren't really there for the party left. And then we had a whole new group of people come for cocktail hour and the reception.
I love it.
Yeah, it ended up being close to 400.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was really interesting how we kind of alerted people because there were 2 separate invitations. So some people got invited just to the reception, which I have not lived that down with some of my friends. And
the drama.
Yeah,
Dramatic.
kind of the cue was the music switch.
Yeah.
So it went from like nice jazz to like, something a little bit more aggressive. And I think that a lot of the family members were like, well, I guess that's our time. And I think that the funniest thing was the guest list was 400, and I honestly think that I probably knew 45 people.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. So I feel for couples who are coming from a small town or a big family, especially where those parents are used to huge weddings, and now they're planning a wedding right now and seeing that per guest cost and seeing the difference between 200 and 400, and you're like, wow, do we really want to have all those people there?
It sounds like you guys had an amazing wedding, and I feel like you guys sound so passionate about weddings in general. So I think people appreciate that, because sometimes you have all these corporations like doing all kinds of things, like, hey, let's just open a wedding magazine, but they don't even care for weddings or for magazines. They just want the money, or But it sounds like you guys are passionate about this project. So honestly, I know. I mean, you guys just had the first issue of the magazine, but I honestly think that you guys are gonna go far, 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 and I cannot wait to see what you guys come up with throughout the years. I'm honestly very excited and happy to be part of it, honestly.
Thank you. I think at the end of the day, we're really in it for the people. It is a business. Obviously, it's how we make our living.
Yeah.
But we're in it for the people, whether that's couples or vendors. We love to tell the human story behind what's going on. Yeah, and so we have a lot of exciting new things in store. That first year went by fast.
It went by fast.
But we have so many ideas. It's just a matter of time. So we have enough time and energy and focus to start creating those new ideas.
I love it. Well, guys, we are running out of time, but right before we close, I want you guys to tell our listeners, I guess, what is your best advice for someone that is just starting the planning of their wedding? Somebody that just recently got engaged, like, what would you say that it's like, okay, you need to do this?
Go download our wedding planning workbook because it will walk you through it step by step.
Of
And I don't
course.
say that to
I
be
love it.
self-serving. I think it will genuinely be so helpful
helps.
for couples. But my best advice is before you do anything to have that conversation that's just you and your partner, where you spend a little bit of time dreaming, separately, but also together. What do you envision for the wedding day? What are you most excited about? What do you not care so much about? And have that deep conversation, just the two of you. So you could get really clear on what your vision is for your wedding day and what you're hoping to get out of it, because that ultimately guides your budget and how you spend it, your guest list and who you want to be celebrating with, and then how you kind of communicate and set those boundaries with your family and friends to make sure that the wedding planning process stays about you and that you don't get too sidetracked by all of the other influences and ideas and things you could be doing.
And I mean, this wedding is like the foundation to the rest of your lives together, right? And so I think that that's such a great practice to even start with in planning this is, hey, let's come together and let's create this vision together and kind of insulate and protect our experience. And then build it and share it with other people, because I think that that's kind of a testament to a marriage, right? Like you build together, you're the foundations of each other, and you kind of present to the world as a cohesive unit.
That's so true. Maybe wedding planning is your their first test as a couple
Yeah.
getting married.
Imagine they don't go through with it.
No, I don't mean to say that. Maybe it's your first major learning exercise.
I love it. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much again for coming by. I am so excited. And thank you for being my first guest of this season 2. I mean, when I started this podcast, I just wanted something fun. I wanted to have just casual conversations with wedding planners here in the area. But now, season 2, I mean, we're going to have amazing guests for the next, episodes. We have wedding planners, we have DJs, we have all kinds of wedding vendors. So to our listeners out there, if you have a favorite vendor and they haven't been on the podcast, just send me a DM. Let me know who you want us to have here, and we'll make sure to reach out to them. Again, thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I can't wait, to have you guys at one point again here on the podcast. Season 3, season 4, who knows?
There you go. Just let us know.
We're
Yeah.
still here.
Thank you, guys. All right, guys, we'll catch you next week. Bye. Thanks for listening to the Tipsy Guest Podcast. If you know someone who could benefit from these tips, spread the love and share it with them. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a review. Next round's on us. Same time, same place. Cheers! This podcast is brought to you by MVP Photo Booth, the #1 photo booth rental company in San Antonio, Austin, and Central Texas.